Hello friends, how are you doing today? So today's video is a follow-up video about the project I'm currently working on. So if you are not checking my previous videos, so this is the second video about this project. So it's a web application project about the approval workflow. So I almost got 80% of the work done by today. So as you can see here, for most of the functions we're trying to build are not available. So I maybe needed to do another video to finish all of this. So right now, for most of the functionality already built up in this app, and I'd like to share it with you. So this is the home page when you log in to this app. So right now I'm logged in as myself as the owner of this application, as you can see. And so I'd like to introduce this from the beginning to the end. Okay, so I will send an invitation to somebody, and then once they get the invitation code, they can sign up and log in with their account. Okay, so this is the first thing I'd like to show you. So here we have a button to send the invitation. So once you click it, and you should have this form to send the invitation. So only the admin user and the owner of this app can send invitation to others. Okay, so I'd like to put a fake email address here. So let's say water white. Okay, and fake example.com. And choose a role for water white, and I'd like to use this admin role. So send invitation, and you should have this message. Okay, and define. I think something is wrong. Okay, let's check if the users has been added in the invitation. Something is wrong. Let me check. Console. Okay, it's not successful. Let's try to do it again. Okay, now I got this message. That means the invitation has been sent successfully. All right, so just a second ago about this error, I think is a connection error. Okay, and then you got the error message. Right now, once we send this information to the user should be able to receive an email with the invitation code in it, and they can sign up with the invitation. Yes, since this is a fake email address, so I get this delivery fail. Okay, and this is a code sent to the user, and you also see the role of the user in this app. So as an admin user, you can sign up. So now let's sign up, and I need to log out. If I already logged in to sign up, you click this button, and it will bring you to this form to sign up, and we'll try to use the data here. So we add a new user for water white as an admin user, and with this invitation code and got this email address. You can got it from your email and put it here, and you need to have this access code, not access code, is the invitation code to you, and put it here. So if the invitation code and the email address is correct, you should be able to, it will bring you to this correct role. So if something is wrong, you will not get the role. Okay, so once you get the role, you need to enter your personal information like the first name, last name, water white, and the password I set to 123. 123 and sign up. Let me close this. Okay, so if you see this message, that means you're already now a user to this app. So close it and let's go to login. So let's try email address water white at example .com, password 123 and login. Okay, now we are logged in. So as a new user, as you can see here, you don't have any pending approvals, and so for the approvals 00, so you can start to enter new approvals to others. So as an admin user, you should be able to invite others, and you also can manage the invitation and manage users as an admin user. So first, I'd like to send a new approval. Okay, so click this new approval button and let's try to assign to approval to the admin user. So we try admin at gmail.com. And the title, so let's say one, so cook approval. Spell wrong. Wanna cook a new batch this Friday. And you can add attachment. All right, so let's try to upload the image from my computer. Okay, once you choose the image, and you can click this create button, and we're going to send all of this data to our Google Drive, and put the data in our spreadsheet. Okay, so if you see this message, that means your approval has been created. And if you go back to home page, and now you can use these functions here for the approvals you've sent, and you also can have all of your approvals. So for this is if somebody, so okay, something wrong here. I think it's because the file, I think this is a wrong email address. Okay, I will fix later. So basically, you will see all of the approvals you sent in these sections. Okay, and if somebody sends approvals to you, you also can see it here. And for the approvals you've sent to others, you will see it like this. And in this section, you also can cancel it. Okay, so let's try to cancel it. You can cancel it like this. So let's do yes. You want to delete your approval. So since there is no approvals here, this button is disabled. You cannot use it right now. And go back to home page. So all of these are updated. So if you go back to the database, and as you can see here, if you sign up, you will bring this invitation to this inactive status. All right, so let's go to the approvals, and I just deleted the approval. It was removed from this list. And so let's try to do another one. I don't think we need to do that because there is an issue with the file. I will fix it later, and maybe I can show it in the next video. Okay, so you also can edit your profile. So right now you only have first name, last name. You can add it. So let's try water. I change it to water to what? Okay, and save it. All right, so now your name was saved, and as you can see here, your name changed, and change it. And if you go back to the spreadsheet to check your name in this users tab, your name was updated here. All right, change it to from water to what? Where is my page? Okay, so now you also can change your password. Okay, I don't want to show you right now. You need to enter your old password and new password, and you can change it. Now go back. So as a admin user, you can send invitations to others, like what I did for Water White. And so let's say if we'd like to invite Jesse to this application, so send an email to Jesse Pinkman. Let's try example and choose a rule for standard user and send. Alright, so now we send the invitation to Jesse and then close it and go back to home. So if you check this manage user sheet here, as you can see, all the users are listed here, and you have the ability to change the role if you click this edit button, and then you also have the ability to remove the user from this application, so you can delete it. Okay, but you cannot delete yourself and the app owner. So the app owner, you cannot delete it, and you only can delete others if you are admin user, and you cannot delete yourself. Okay, so now let's try to remove some account from this application. Let's try to remove this test account. Okay, first of all, I'd like to edit the role. So right now this test user is a standard user, so I'd like to change it to admin user. So if you click this edit button, you should be able to select the role for it. So let's try to change it to admin, and yes. Okay, something is wrong. Document is missing, or you don't have the read access. What of this document is? Let me grab this document. That's weird. Okay, you know what? This is the production URL. So since I didn't publish my latest code, so I need to use the dev URL. So for that development, this URL will use your latest script. So let's try to use this URL and try to delete it again. Let's see if this is the issue. So manage users and delete the first we change the user, this test user, from standard to admin. Yes. Still same issue? No. Okay, and defined. What's the issue with it? Let's see if the user has been removed. Test is not here. I think it was removed. Okay. Test standard, not change it. Let's try to change it again. So I see something wrong with the connection, just like the, yes, now it's changed. I think it's a connection issue, because for the first time I'd like to do something else, we get the same issue. Yes, as you can see here, connection timed out. Alright, so the function is alright, just a connection issue. So let's close it. And now, as you can see here, this test user is admin user now. And let's try to remove it from the database. So try to click this delete button. And are you sure to remove this user? So yes. Now the user has been removed. And you should not see this user. Yes, it's updated in the database here. All Alright, so now you will be able to delete the users just like this. As an admin user, for the standard users, they cannot do that. And you also can delete the invitations from this in this session. Okay, so you also cannot delete yourself and the owner. Let's try to delete some invitation, maybe for who? Let's try to delete Jesse. Okay, since the Jesse is not signed up, and as you can see here, the status is new, and let's remove Jesse. So are you sure to remove this invitation for Jesse? Yes. Okay, so Jesse is now removed from this list. And you also can check the result here. Where is Jesse? Where is Jesse? Jesse is gone. Okay. All right, let's go back home. And yes, basically you can manage users and manage invitations. And all of these are the approvals. So let's go back. Let's change a user and to my account. All right. So as you can see, I can see how many pending approvals here and how many approvals I've sent to somebody else, and all of my approvals, which may send to me or I send to somebody else. Okay, so for this part, I only finished this one, so you can cancel some approvals. If you think this approval is not needed anymore, you can cancel it here in the send approval section. So for this part, so for this pending approvals, so this is as you can see here, these functions I'm going to build either a function to approve this approval, and you also can reject it, and you also can reassign this approval to somebody else, which is still in I'm working on. Okay, so this is maybe the major part of this application, and it will be the final part of this project. Okay, I will maybe show it in the next video. And right now I think I have introduced all of the functions I have built right now, and as you can see here, it's almost finished, this project. So we also, of course, we can add more functions in this application, but for this project, I think this is enough for videos, because if I keep this building, and it will be a very big project for me, and also for you, maybe it will not be very good for video and for learning, I think. So let's try to give you a very quick view for the script. Okay, because this time I used a lot of files, because I tried to separate the files, separate these sections. So for each of these sections, I put them in a separate file. So you will see a lot of files in this project, and this may be this is good for me to manage the files, but it may be a headache for you to check my code, because if you open this project, so many files in this project, I don't want to see it anymore. Maybe. So basically, the structure of this project is very similar to the applications I have built using the Vue.js. Okay, so the Vue.js is the main tool I'm using for this project, and another tool I'm using is the Materialize CSS. As you can see here, I'm using this library called Materialize in this for the style. All of these styles here is very pretty. And another stuff I'm using here is this in this view JS library. Okay, so as you can see here, I separate the HTML components, separate them in the files, and I try to insert them, include them in this index HTML file. So this is like a main page of my application, and I separate the components. I just want to insert the components one by one and put them in the home page. So this is the way I'm separate the files and how to manage all of the sections in this application. So it's better for me to manage all of this stuff. And you can, if something is wrong, you can go back to the files directly. So you don't, if you put them in one file, you will see a very long file like this one. So all the JavaScript, as you can see here, if you add more functions to your application, you will have a very long file like this. Okay, so basically all the JavaScript are in this js.html file, and I also have some so for others, for the files begin with HTML, they are components. Okay, they're just components, and like the navbar, the footer, and I also have your login section, your sign up section, so your invitation section, just like this. So you can manage all of this. You can do the changes in separate file very easily, and you can manage it very easily. Okay, so this is just my idea for how we can build it in the app script. Okay, so it's just this is first time I do that. I do this for the first time. So maybe if you're working on a larger project like this one, for me this is a project, big project for me. But maybe you can use my idea, and you can build a larger project like this. Okay. So for now, I'd like to stop here because I don't want to go to too much details about the code. I just want to introduce the idea of building this project, and the technologies, the web technology I'm using for this tool. And I will maybe in the next video, I'm also going to grab some examples like the login, maybe the sign up, and explain some logic about behind the app, and it should be included in the last video. So in the last video, I'm going to close this project, and I'm also going to explain some logic about this project. Okay, so far I think I'm going to complete these functions. So, and also I got some comments from you guys. Maybe you'd like to see some multiple level approve. Okay, so maybe we can add so this assigned to, maybe we can assign it to multiple users. So you put the users in order and separate them with comma, and I will handle this multiple level approval process in the backend. Okay, so this is just my thought and how to fulfill your request. All right, so that's all for today's video. And if you have any other comments or ideas, you can leave a comment or send an email to me. Okay, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.